ladies. Welcome to another episode of Mrs. Danielle DeVita. So, I wanted to go over something with you really quick. I wanted to talk to you about how to be a good wife. This is going to be a few tips to help you to have a successful marriage and to be a good wife. You can be single and dating, and you could be engaged, or you could already be married. You could be newly married, or you can be married for a long time. All of these are ways to look at ways to improve your marriage or help you to become the wife that you desire to be. So when people say, is this person wife material? These are some of the things that they're looking into. I'm going to go over a few tips now. If you're not religious, then you may not want to, or spiritual, if you may not want to do number one. So number one, I would say is develop a relationship with God. The reason why I say that is because when you're married, you won't always be able to go to your friends. And so I guess it's almost like two tips. You don't always go to your friends, especially if they're not married. You want to get counsel that's going to help you. And sometimes you don't want families and friends to see your husband in a way that's undesirable, especially when you get into an argument. You want to go to someone that can give you wisdom and guidance. And God is someone that can give you wisdom and guidance. Sometimes you need to have a good look at yourself. I know when in my marriage, and as in many marriages, you tend to point the finger and find fault in someone and what they're doing, but you really should look at yourself in ways that you can be a better wife. Once you find out ways that you can be better, then that person is going to see a change in you. If you do start making a change to become a better person, then they are going to start to change when they see that you change. There's so many different ways you can change, and we'll get into that a little bit more when we do the other tips. But praying, asking for guidance and wisdom, and especially during trials and tribulations in your marriage, is essential. Being able to ask God for help in how to speak to your husband. So that would be the next thing. How to communicate and speak to him in a way that's not going to belittle him, discourage him, emasculate him, and make him feel that you do not like him or love him. Also, having the ability to being one, a unit. So not disparaging him in front of others, but waiting till you get behind closed doors to talk about those things that bother you, that maybe they may have said or done in public, or things that upset you in public. So if you're around others, it's best to not argue in front of others, but go behind closed doors and discuss things. Also, being able to communicate effectively. Say what's on your mind without all the extra emotion, all the anger and the extra crying, because sometimes men are logical. It's best that you say what it is on your mind and get it out, but in a respectful way. And then in turn, allow him to speak. This should be done without arguing and yelling like your children. You should actually speak and talk like adults. You should not be up here. Yes, sometimes your tone may be elevated, especially when you're passionate, but to go from here to extreme, yelling, fighting, arguing like you're children, like cats and dogs. This is not something that should be acceptable. If you want to have a successful marriage, learn to speak to each other. And that will start with you. How you speak to your husband can make a huge change in how he speaks to you and how he treats you back. Also, having the ability to, or just being trustworthy. And I will say that can be from little white lies to big lies. Having wandering eyes. You should not be able to, or you should not look at another man in front of your husband. Yes, we have eyes. Our eyes work. We can see if someone is attractive. But to stare and to, ogle another man, like, um, you should not do that. Yes, we're going to say, oh, yes, this is my favorite actor. He looks great, but you should never compare them to your husband. Also, you should never make your husband feel like you are emotionally um, cheating. So you should not be emotionally cheating. That means someone could perceive that relationship that you have with this other person um, as an affair, even if you're not actually physically doing anything. You're giving too much of your heart and telling too much of personal issues with this other person. That will be emotional cheating. Physical cheating is actually being in a bed or having interactions with someone else other than your husband in a sexual way. I think that you should also learn how to cook and clean. If you want to have children, you're going to need to know how to keep a clean house. That's part of just being a woman, wanting to be clean. And no, the house does not have to be perfect, but you want to be able to be clean. You want to know how to cook. There's a pandemic, we had stay-at-home orders, and so many people could not go out as much as they wanted at restaurants. You need to be able to know how to cook. Cooking is a way of showing your love for you, for your husband and for your family. Knowing how to cook, just a few meals. YouTube is like a university of its own. There's so many ways that you can learn how to cook, whether it's with other people who know how to cook. There's different things that you can buy and cook together at home. They have these boxes that they already have the ingredients for you. They have, like I said, YouTube cookbooks, magazines that show different recipes. There's apps that show different recipes, quick recipes that you can do at home. So learning how to cook, learning how to clean is something that you want to be able to do. The modern women today feel that they should not be able to cook and clean. If you are someone who has financial means, maybe you can hire someone to do those things. But I don't see anything wrong with learning how to cook and clean. No one is saying that you need to be Chef Boyardee or Rachel Way. No one is saying that you need to be a maid. But learning how to keep a clean house for the most part and how to cook at least simple meals to show that you care and love your family is a great thing to do. Also, it is extremely important for you to be able to talk about things that are important. Things that, like financial things. And you need to be able to know how to set a budget for your family. You can't just be someone who wants to spend. You have to look out for your family. The next thing is you want to be able to be supportive of your husband's dreams. I think you should have dreams and goals of your own, but it's extremely important to speak encouraging words and positive words to your husband. So if he wants to quit his job and start his own business, you shouldn't strictly think about, oh, well, I need money coming in. You need to do this and you need to do that. Maybe he needs to keep his job, depending on where you guys are, but to discourage him and to make him feel that he cannot be the one to want to start his own business, or that he's incapable, or that he doesn't have ambition, that he is stupid, to say those things, to say things that he's gonna be nothing and he's not valuable. All those things, you need to be important to what you say to important to watch your tongue and manage what you say to your husband. Again, you want to be supportive. You want to have encouraging words. You want to influence him to greatness. And you can't do that saying discouraging things. And I think that it is extremely essential that you become the woman who is solid And when I say solid, I mean he can come to you for anything that he needs. You are that nurturing person. You're the person that you're his rock. You want to be that woman who he knows he can count on you and that you are dependable. Also, I think that have a successful marriage, to be a good wife, you want to be able to compromise. It can't just be give, 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 and it can't be take, take, take. It needs to be a little bit of both. There are going to be some things that he likes that you don't like. There are going to be things that you like that he doesn't like. There's going to need to be some type of compromise where there's give and take, there's reciprocity. Another thing is self-care. You want to make sure you care about your body, care about yourself, because it shows that you care about him. It shows that you actually love him, that you like him, that you still find him desirable, that you are looking in a way that you want him to still notice you. You're not going to be picture perfect all the time. I get it. But you still want to make sure that you're eating healthy for the most part, or at least try to get to the point where you look attractive, that you're physically appealing, that you're dressing up every now and then, that you're not always wearing jeans, that you're not always wearing sweats, but you're dressing nice. You have your hair done, you have your clothes done, you have your nails, there's self-care, you're taking baths, you're smelling good, you're wearing lingerie every now and then. You want to make sure that you are still beautiful to him and that you still care about your relationship with him, the intimate parts of your relationship. So again, these are ways that you can work on. Now, the sexual part, I would say, keep your legs closed until you're married. But if you're not married, you can still make sure you are looking appealing. But the sexual part, you can leave that for the bedroom after you're married, because you don't want to start giving wife benefits when you're not a wife. It makes him feel complacent and feel that he has nothing to work towards. If you're giving him everything now and you're not married, what's the point? He needs to understand that there are wife benefits that he gets when he puts a ring on your finger, and there's girlfriend benefits, then there's fiance benefits. So things that you would have not done in the dating stage, in the early stage in your courtship, you will do. You will share more and be able to give gifts and doing things like that when you're engaged. And when you're married, that's when he gets parts of your body. That's when he gets more intimate parts of you. That's all I like to share with you. I think that it's very important that you aspire to be wife material. And you can start even while you're dating, learning how to speak in a positive way and be supportive, learning how to seek counsel and guidance either from the right people or pray for wisdom in your relationship to be able to even see red flags if this person is not for you, or to be able to find where your standards are and being able to communicate those standards in a way that's respectful, learning how to want to provide gifts and to show your love, to be clean, to provide self-care, to cook. These are things that you want to know how to do and be able to do as you become married. Because even if you're not cooking for him, if he's your boyfriend and he sees that you know how to cook, he sees that when he comes to your home or he gets in your car, that you are clean. And these are things that men do look at. All right, so that's all I have for you today. If you need coaching, you can go to mymentor.life/Danielle DeVita. You can comment below, subscribe, and hit the like button. Take care.